yini into eyenza ukuthi singathi to make it from ekasi or to be able to still survive, because especially not long ago you just came from France, uva no King Kaba vuyani Phiri. So how did they receive your art? Because thina phela masikhule ekasi sikhula noma sidlala bona bo Kamputsi yabo Pantsula, but there was not that much of a support.
The into experience ile and abantu abadala bangibonisile ukuthi nginayo yabo, and then I understood ukuthi into vele like kumele ngingavaleli ukugeleza ngaphandle, kumele ngihlezi ngizivumele ukuthi ngigeleze yabo. So ile nto le ukuthi obviously umuntu ugeleza until yabo noma ungaba mdala kuzibha izinto ozozigeleza.
Tea with Magedlala naso Shaba fethu bosisteri bomakriza boankeli nengcosi zasemakasi. This is Tea with Magedlala. Vusi Mdoyi ufana sihlongandlebe phansi kwazafasa. In short, Vusi Mdoyi. So today ngino Paballo la enye intwana yasehlongani phansi kwazafasa ihlongandlebe. Basically, this program is an opportunity to have a conversation with young people, especially within the creative sector. Abakhulele emakasi, either abakuma groups, abanye ba manage ama organizations wabo, abanye they are running their own festivals, abanye they are pursuing to ukuthi kuba ama creatives professionally within the creative sector. So Paballo believe ukuthi enye intwana yasekasi nayo mikuzosibeka ukuthi ubani uphuma kuphi kwenzakalani ngaye. Paballo.
Sure wafethu sanibonani nonke abamamela bakhona. Igama lami Paballo, ngikhulele eShongwane, ngafunda eK1. Igama la Paballo ngithole eK1. So yeah, ngikhula nje nami ngipractice isipantsula esenziwayo lokishini. Ngibona ama inspiration kuma hotman amakhulu esinawo. So yeah.
Okay, Paballo.
Sure.
So mawuthi ukhulele K1, can you describe ukuthi yini K1? You spoke about ukuthi ugeleze K1 and ukhulele K1, ukhulele eShongwane. Asiphe nje mhlambe maybe i-picture ukuthi masikhuluma ngekasi lelo khula kulo linjani. Ngiyazi ukuthi amakasi wonke they are almost the same.
Sure.
Mara ke imishini each and every kasi iwa different depending ukuthi environment okhula kuyo. Ikrize kanjani, and then we end up on a mission. It is just give us maybe a map ukuthi K1 or Hlongwane sikhuluma ngani.
Sure. Okay, wafethu K1 Katlehong iyabizwa ngeK1 kuyonke. And then K1 isikolo futhi it's Katlehong Secondary School ofuthi Bulang ngifunde khona from 2011 fundo grade 8, and then it happened ukuthi 2012 ngakhula ngibona abafuthu ba practice isipantsula, and then ngathanda ukuthi nami ngijoin like ukuthi ngibe nabo abafuthu. And then like bengikhula nomunye brother wami ubhuti omncane wakabhuti Vusi Mdoyi uSizwe. So like yeah, inspiration yaqala ngayibona from kuye at first, like school from ekasi, from after school siya ekasi is practicing yawo nabafundisi abanye sesiba ama group, and then like sagcina sesithola se-center sithola amanye ama leaders alibela gruma as amapantsula, and then like it's a journey of which ngihamba kuyo at first seeing an eye for survival and for life ekhona ukuthi umuntu ayi practice. So yeah, ngikhulise ngenza ukuthi ngibe out sharp nokubona izinto ezenzakalayo lokishini like through crime and so forth, because ikasilam vele like doing ama drugs nani yabo izinto ukuthi like ziceke ziyenza ukuthi vele obviously umuntu makalapho ugcina sekangasayenza izinto zecrime. So yeah.
Yeah, so okay, thanks Paballo. Ngifuna ukuyela back to ilonto zikasi lakho iHlongwane, because I also have a little bit of a background, yabona.
Sure.
But I can contribute with ihlongwane mostly with the part tina maybe ukuthi besikhula kanjani, and then to your generation knowing ukuthi ihlongwane it's a small escasi in Katurasi, probably maybe around Gauteng, I'm not sure, maybe kusazoza abanye bathi maybe Kaslabo bona lincane, because ngokwazi kwami ihlongwane ina 303 houses. Tina Maskula, you find ukuthi within those 400, less than 400 square meter houses, there's about 5, 6, 7 families who live within the very same yard. Yabo abanye maybe ngama means ukuthi yabo magogo bebakwazi ukuthi bafake abanye abantu bahlale as ama-tenants, but will also share that toilet and then sibe one family. And knowing nama challenges wasekasilethu because of sometimes amakasi they can shape ukuthi sibe abantu abakanjani. And we know ukuthi eKasi there's a lot of talent from the young people, from soccer, karate, kickboxing and all that, which I was once involved in, as one of my extramural activities and all that, but not so many. Out of 10, maybe one survives, which mhlamba survive, and maybe 2 really make it, and then majority maybe about 8. And then, abantu ba end up abanga surviving. But wena yini into yenza ukuthi singathi to make it from eKasi, or to be able to still survive, because especially not long ago you just came from France, uva no King Kaba vuyani feni, but we'll get there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Ngiyakuzwa kakhulu. Into engenza ukuthi ngizithole ngibele ngisesela on this journey engayisho sakhula. I won't say mhlambe it's a big excuse, but mawuyibheka ingaba kanjalo, yabo. Like izinto ezifana nezinto esizibonayo eKasi, yabo, esikhula sizibona bazenza from estradini, like ama-hotman nokunkawuza, ngathi sikhula vele like sigcina sesizithola sesila, and of which kwesinye sesikhathi kunokwenzakala ukuthi like kukela kakhona ngoba khona lento ukuthi asiyi ukuyorehearsa masingakatholi something of which mhlambe siyankawuza, yabo. And then that thing abanye abakhawatha, but mina azange ngayivumela like ngile ukuthi ngizothi mhlambe mangabe ngifuna ukurehearsa mangabe into ukuthi nginkawuza ayikho, and then ngiyangithola one of those things engiyenzile ukuthi ngiqhubeke ngizithole sengizithola. Because vele like besibabhaya from la kusuka khona abafowethu, abanye basesekhona, abanye basapractice the way, yabo. And then like nezinye izinto bengizifunda ama-hotman angifundisa zona, ukumamela, discipline nani, ukuthi vele, yabo, respect, yabo.
Besides ubajaja abafowethu laba mhlambe maybe bake bayeka along the way, mhlambe baku-sports or baku-creative sector, or maybe bafunde ekolweni, uke waba ne-opportunity mhlambe maybe to interact nabo, maybe si-understand ukuthi bona yini into eyenza ukuthi abajita or abosestere esikhula nabo ba-end up maybe bayeka nje endleleni, balahle hope, or ba-end up maybe ba-resorta to idakamizwa ama-drugs.
Nakhona bengingakasi like ngaba ne-effort ukuthi bengibakhuza obviously like abantu ukuthi especially abafowethu. Mina bengiphuma ngizijini batshela ukuthi it's not a good thing bafethu kusitshela ukuthi we can't go together while singenanto ukuthi inkazi, because it's not an excuse ukuthi kumele sibe kuyo kakhulu, kumele sikwazi ukuthi siyobheka lento siyifunayo, yabo. So it was that thing ukuthi like ngicina sengitshela umuntu into eyi-1 each and every time, into eyi-1 of which angazi mhlawumbe ukuthi uzochi, because like babhaya, but then I won't judge them nami, yabo. So into ukuthi like ma uhlale nje la ukhona entweni yakho uyenzayo, uhlezi uyepractice, or nabachi abafowethu labo practice nawo nihlezi nipractice, ngisho kanjalo.
So basically ngokuzwa kwami ngazi ukuthi ngokuzwa right na you saying ukuthi if a person mhlambe maybe une passion, maybe of something that he loves or she loves, and that communicates to kuye, if you ayilandelela le nto lele and uba devoted to the process, unothando le nto le li replace mhlambe maybe the other feeling le maybe bekangayifulfilla maybe ngama-drugs. So kusho ukuthi kuzomele si-discover ukuthi yini into esizithandayo from our earlier stages, and then try ukuthi sibe focus kuso, and then maybe try to get the support from other people from somewhere, because I also believe now ukuthi it was not just only black luck kuphela ukuthi no, I'm focused and then I want to do this. Probably you went out like kushilo ukuthi namakrotman and you look for inspiration and then try to collaborate with other people and then hear what other people are doing or what are saying and how do they respond also to lento leniyenza, which is izinto maybe zeza encourage. So in short, kushukuthi our young people within our townships, in most cases, they need the support and places where they can practice the madness. Yeah, but mostly it should be a support system. So yeah, okay, Pablos. Now Pablos, city fast forward tinyana kancane yabo.
Sure.
So how did it happen ukuthi uzithole so cross manje umfula manje songale overseas? Uqale kuphi? Mhlawumbe mekusibeke, yes si understand ukuthi ukhule ehlongandlebe and then bo practice nabo sizwe and then later on and then actually grooming there and then inspiration from Makrotman and maybe nabo sister. Yabo, but kwenzakaleni uperforme kuphi? Mhlawumbe maybe kwaba sebhucwini waba maybe kuma competition or maybe wakhelwe escale, maybe washaya inyawo escale or wacula esikolweni and then to mhlawumbe maybe ku corporate or maybe wayenza ezinye zezinto TV or mhlawumbe until maybe uzoflyer. Kwenzakalani? Like take us through that journey if possible yabo.
Sure, mfuthu mdala. Like I wanna Pantsula like you into like isikhathini esibhane ukubona kwi exercises senze ukuthi sihileke emzimbeni, uyachima uyagijima like ukuthi ngilibele ngichubeka like izibhayi ama platform engiwatholile through ukuthi bengithola besinokuthi ezinye sizithole ma side yabo of which like siyakhula nathi like gcina sengizithola sivela Mama TV Stambo Storm endaweni ibhaya yo TV Chiga like sibele sithola abantu like abaningi abakwazi ukuthi basifake kulezo indawo lezo like nasesikela khona la nini bengibhala esikela bengifunda ugrade 11 ngibhala imaths ngapha ngiyoperforma e-TV bengisatensela isomat ngaleso sikhathi besi6 but then sahamba si5 da sa performa ekseni ngathi bekuyi indaba yamasho wa6 wendaba, so like safika sa performa and then immediately kwakumele ngibuyele esikela ngiyobhala ekseni and then like yeah that was izinto engizexperience ile lezo zingenza ukuthi like ukubona mawuke wafika kwamanye ama platform mhlawumbe abanye abantu bangabafike like kugcina sekuyile nto leyo ukuthini bathola inspiration like there are people of which I inspire but nami ngisabhekile kwabanye yabo of which bagroti kunami, so ile nto leyo ukuthi ngizikhiphe in contact nabantu abagroti ukuthi ngisabheka indlela nami yami ukuthi ngizibona kanjani mase like angisho like ukuba ukwenza practice i-dance ne-art ngendlela ukuthi ngiyayibona, so ngilibele ngiphusha hotman ngingenelela angazi mangabe ngiphendule grand.
No, ngiyayithola Pablos ukuthi kumele sihlale sifocus and then always look up to people abangakhona ukuthi basifake, and when we do good somehow the universe conspires in meeting us halfway. Kukhona izinto, that is a magic of life, that somehow it will meet us halfway. Ngiyayithola bafethu nabo sister nabo makoko nabo uncle nawo wonke umuntu Tea With Magedlala, it's more of like umkhabulo as much as sikhula sihlala nabantu abadala, sihlala nabo aunties bethu, sihlala nama cousins wethu estovini bathi welcome to over, abanye abagama basaziyo leso stove la khona kubila khona igedlela letiya and then kube nama sharings as people, and also sitolena how our grannies and great grandparents grew up, and then basixoxele ney'ntsomi, and also bashape nangama life switch ukuthi we should be focusy, and then also basharele na some of amanye ama-jokes. So this show is inspired by that. So it's quite very important to engage young people, especially bathi ligotshwa lisesemanzi here. As much as we've got young people like Abu Pablo, so we're still going to have more and more interviews of young people trying to screen ukuthi sikhula kanjani and screen out possibilities of being involved in the creative sector, or whether go sports, or whether in the leadership, because we need creative leaders. Families, we've got family broken structures, we've got leadership broken structures, even politically. We need creative leadership. So Tea With Magedlala, it's all about that. So Pablos, Mvana Simzin. So now ngifuna ukubuyela kuleya orkant now. Yabo? So how did they receive your art? Because thina phela masikhule kasi sikhula noma sidlala bona bo Kamputsi yabo Pantsula, but there was not that much of a support. Because not because of it was not important, but there were no people abasucceedayo nge-art. Maybe you travel overseas to see other countries and represent your country, a South African ambassador or an African ambassador through your art. It was highly impossible, and I'm also looking at myself having to start to travel way back in Sasentwana around 2001. I was the first person in my family. I was the first person within my community. I was the first person in a group in Yami way back then, to cross umhlaba nge-England and to teach Pantsula, which is Pantsula was related to Gutai. Lento into abo matagane lento lena. This for illiterate people. This is for abotutsi. It's just all about ukubamba nje kuphela. And while it's a creative human expression, and it's also a very unique art form, that the world still hasn't yet discovered, nabuma Kamputsi and all that. And izinto esikhula ngazo authentically. Right. So how was that feeling, when you went overseas, and how did they receive you overseas?
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, indlela bangireceive ngayo, no put Omtalo, put King Kaba, put Vuyani. Yeah, it was overwhelming, sure. But receiving indlela sharp, that cool, we indlela basireceiving ngayo basiphathe grendi yabona izinto zibhaye ukuthi bengingazazi angithola ngicina sengize experience ngizibona izibhaya of which mangizothi ngiyacompare via ngayina ngara yabo via izinto ukuthi mhlambe ngayisi njani ngara kunjani yabo ezinye izinto ezifana nalezo ukunderstand ukuthi Africa in Ganjana.
So you talk of maybe multi difference, maybe in terms of infrastructure.
Firstly, I could say in terms of infrastructure, and then in terms of maybe artistically, we think ukuthi izinto zama-artist azikho or dancer ekasi, you end up ekasi, or there's no other place you go out, or uzithole mhlambe usetown or ukuphi ngithola wenza Pantsula, of which ngaye ekasi azisondelanga kakhulu lithi from a village to a town. But mangizothi ngiyabheka mhlambe ngada nakhona I haven't ngibengakase ngithi ngiyobheka izinto ukuthi mhlambe apply via student loan ngada in, but I understand khona la ngingageleza khona bengisizwa ubukhet mhlawumbe ukuthi ngibheke isigela sangada overseas, and then I see ukuthi I don't have any access ukuthi I have a student loan from that side, and then ngangada into ngibonile leyo there izinto ezikanjalo
So at least you're also looking for other possibilities also as well. I believe you've also got to understand how much people they really receive art. They really appreciate art a lot. because Africa thina we have a very unique art form.
True.
And bona ngathina ama-buyers we-art yabo. So thina kahle siba importela art, we export it to be important in their countries. So how was the ngathini your approach when it comes to, because mass travelers sometimes you get to end when we're over the site or maybe amapedium, because mina khula bebangibiza ujuda, not really ukuthi mhlambe maybe ngistinge and whatnot, but I always had this thing ukuthi mangiphethe imali I'm not leaving it behind overseas, because I understand our struggles in currency, you know, ukuthi we are repossessing through the art also as well, and having to think ukuthi ekhaya kwenzakalani. So ngiyazi wena njengomuntu if uyaqala ukuya, you understand sometimes maybe technology is cheaper nyana, you understand maybe gear, you understand izinto nyana ezinjalo, and then having to do your art, and then unamashankura, you know, you've got your money, you've got your accommodation independency, and you've got the access to your studios, and then our theaters, they receive you very well, and then all that excitement, you understand, you know, how were they to you? Were they overwhelming or?
Yeah, they were overwhelming, cool, because like obviously you get to understand how you are getting to be treated as an artist, but I don't know if, but you don't understand that everyone deserves that if it makes a good difference for a living. So you don't even know they like I was overwhelmed, cool, because mangithi ngiyabheka like ezinye zezinto mangithi ngiyabheka into engiyitholile nezinto ukuthi mhlambe nokuzibona manginokudlula ngithi ngiyabheka ukuthi angeke ngiyithole mhlambe ngara lokushini mara yabona yabona ukuthi intama yabona athi ngithi yabo ngisifostane at least ngibe grand just for ngaleso sikhathi. I understand ukuthi appreciate impilo ukuthi yabo izinto ezikanje yabona. Sure, it's fortunate to be.
Bafethu sister buputiza kuma koko na wonke umuntu lapho ekhaya yabona italente enye into yabo. Cheka like Abu Pablo Gaso is coming from overseas ngokushaya igamboots in Pantsula, and then I can resonate with that also as well. I'm making a living. I've more than survived, but I'm making a living, and I'm also a creative artistic entrepreneur through Bonabo Pantsula, through Bonabo gamboots, through guitar, through Tuliskia, Inamba, Yasekas, and all that. But there's also this thing which talent is never enough. What do you think of Leon Tole? Which talent it's never enough. What is your take or your understanding about it?
The understanding like multi talent is never enough. Like from the inspiration I get along the space and go. So being busy every day or being like making anything for a living while you are busy, you can see your business wherever it is, and like you know, and then it takes isikhathi spire ukuthi umuntu from ekhasi into yakhe ukuthi mhlambe is disadvantaged mhlambe ngaleso sikhathi leso ukuthi abone ilight ezomenza ukuthi mhlambe ayizibone seka highly maybe in a way of business, in making your business a real thing really. So yeah, into ukuthi like slogan sama Africans bebahlezi baringa ukuthi mele uvuke mawumuntu yabo uzenzele yabo, like ngisho kanjalo ukuthi like it's from knowing ukuthi mhlambe yini into ephethe ongayenza, and then getting busy with it and know ukuthi mhlambe how would you reach there while you are busy, and know how would your business maybe succeed, like finding ways and ways, because truly speaking zibhaya mina izinto engike ngazibona along indlela yesponsor ukuthi zikhona. It's just ukuthi kufuneka nje into ye-straight focus ngibhekane nazo one by one, understand ukuthi yabo, because like ukuringivar into ekhona yabo, into ekhona, because from esigela to esipanini angazi ngathini, because nothisha uyaspana ubusy, incosi ziyakheleziswa ukuthi ziyosipana yabona, like and then ezibhaya along the way before mhlawumbe ufika after matric ukuthi mhlawumbe uyothola isigela ukuthole ini. There are things ezikuwe mhlawumbe ongazenza ukuthi ubone a way that goes with business, like ngendlela eziningi, and then to understand balance ukuthi mhlawumbe okay isigela I balance in which this way, and then into so I balance isikhathi allocating isikhathi yabona.
No, I'm glad Pablo if we do share same sentiments ukuthi talent it's never enough, and there's a lot of support that talent can be supported with. And nalo talent, I mean, I always encourage young people ukuthi if you are talented or if you have other gifts or you want to pursue other careers, it's always important to understand the value chain. I understand the value chain and different platforms and how they were built, those platforms, so that if one unayo also lento lekuthi angazibuildela his own platforms, angakwazi ukuzibuildela his own platforms, if akafuni ukubuilda but he's already aware ukuthi ngithola ukuthi these are platforms, this is how are they working, because of as most of like Tina who are coming from maybe backgrounds where information was not that much. But now at least, we're in information management age now. We can be able to, to communicate with the world and make friendships and also go to Uncle Google and all that. So information now, it's quite very available. Because before Tina, we never knew Uguti we are dancer. From it dancing, and then you are more than just Uguti dancer. There's choreography. You are capable of choreographing. My packages, total was now my packages. Oh wow, I can choreograph also as well, and then choreographer in Tegaso. And there's different ways of choreographing and approaching a choreograph. And then wow, I'm an artistic director. Oh wow, I'm a researcher because I research about the subject, subject matter and in and whatnot. Oh wow, I can do a direction for other people or for myself. Understand or collaborate with other people. Oh wow, there's an administration side of things within the arts. Oh wow, there's a technical part of things within the arts. Oh wow, there's a business side. You understand how do you build business, how to build relationships, how do you get to perform in the theaters, how do you perform in other spaces like corporate spaces, opera theaters, museums, and even going back to the street, and what does it mean for us? You understand? So that is quite very, very key, very important for young people, at least to be exposed in that. Because at least now, career options are. So Pablos, knowing Gutabazali bethu coming from apartheid, where they were made to not believe in things that belongs to our backyard, which includes also talent and they've experienced some creatives or artists dying pauper. So when you were doing dances ukala ekasi, like what parents. You understand, were you getting enough support, or what were they saying, or what were their concerns, including maybe Nabumakilwane or Nistrata, even my friends itself?
I know so good man. Ngabazali like ukringevari ngikhule trendy support obviously Makriza from very ngikhula. And then khula wami ngisikela ngicala vele ukujiva ngisesikela, and then like ndibile ngiyapractice babona like ile nto le ukuthi bayanginotice ukuthi vela yabo sekenza into so okay sharp, and then like ufika isikhathi se matric that time obviously ma-audit wami bekafuna ukuthi ngibe focused esikela like ukuthi yaphume ngebachelor by all means, and then like ngithola i-group leader yami ukuthi angitshela ukuthi by June time ukuthi ngivane ugeleze, because isikhathi seJune ukuthi ngigeleze, and then mina ngizithola ngiphumile 3 after school rehearsal ngishaya inyawo yabo, and then like uMakriza like uyabona ugcina sekatshela umjide coach, and then uma ngifike rehearsal ucoach ungitshela same story ukuthi mfethu bayogeleza unolele uthi ngakuvumeli ukuthi ungene, like nami ngagcina like ngifila nginyidlela why ngakubona bangenza so yabo and then like obviously ngaleso sikhathi vele yabo bengisancane kakhulu la ngagcina ngenza ukuthi elokishini ngivule igroup ngiphumile ngala ngafika elokishini so obviously that time mina vele like I was ngingaperform isikhathi isibhaya and then like I was able ukuthi ngihlanganise ipiece about Chiteni siboma 5-6 sikwazi ukuthi sigcine sesithola siperforma nasekasi yabo like that thing ukuthi ngicina sengifoster yabo ukuthi kube ngathi vele uma leader ngimameli yabona ufuthi mina into bengifuna ukuthi like ngilibele ngiyenza la ngisile it's not ukuthi isikela yabona I could manage isikhathi because ngopasile matric yabo.
Yeah, my parents we're not saying ukuthi isikole asibalekanga within ama careers sikhona isikolo siningi and it will be great ukuthi abantwana while they're still young if uyambona ukuthi uthanda ukugijima maybe akufocus kakhulu ukuthi naloko ukugijima lokho yes you can balance it also with the education but education is so very vast. Nayo also as well akusiletholakala edeskini kuphela. So if a young person is sometimes driven by a talent not ukuthi mhlawumbe mekufuna ukujump ifence aye emalonjaneni or ayenza izinto ezisnacks mhlawumbe mewajump imithetho yasendlini but if it's something that is passion and talent driven I think it needs to be given a focus and then also be given a support. I think a country to in a change we can be a very changed and transformed society. You know, instead of pursuing our careers that we've already been sold to us. So Pablo, you are so very fascinating. As young as you are, each yako, there's also element of being a leader also as well, of always imparting skill. You know, why is that important? You know, for young and the old. You know, for the miles that they've traveled to sort of like contribute with others.
Like ukugeleza ngiyangithanda kakhulu ukugeleza and mangishare nokuzibona sengigelezisa yabo. So like isikhathini esibhaya vele from lo kyakudala like bengilibele bayinto mangengayithola ngiyakwazi ukuthi like into engiye-experienceile and abantu abadala bangibonisile ukuthi nginayo la idea yabo and then I understood ukuthi into vele like kumele ngingavaleli ukugeleza ngaphandle kumele ngihlezi ngizivumele ukuthi ngigeleze yabo. So ile nto le ukuthi obviously umuntu ugeleza until yabo nanoma ungaba mdala kuzibhaye izinto ozozigeleza yabo. So nami into ekungukuthi ngiyenza ukuthi like yabo ngihlezi ukuthi ngifuna ukugeleza izinto ezibhaye futhi mhlawumbe I don't want to say ukuthi mhlawumbe they make me reconnect with where I come from. Yes, it's good. I wasn't reconnect and then to reconnect with where maybe ngizibona ngifuna ukuya khona. Yabo so ukufunda kwabadala nabancane.
So imapha amanye ama careers within the creative sector mhlawumbe maybe I surprised if akhona that came along that we were not aware maybe amanye ama skills. So now today or things that you were exposed to and then that you transform them into becoming a career or isn't this khulume now along the chain yokuthanda ukujive? Like ukushare a skill to ngasho ukuthi choreographer yabo because it's whereby you start a style from scratch and to share komuntu yabo umbonisa ukuthi style asiso and then like izinto ezibhaya engizibonile ukuthi like angazi ukuthi ngiyazilimita or kanjani but ngiunderstand indlela yomuntu mhlambe abamba ngayo ukuthi okay if ever ngizothi ngimbonisa style so okay it's still the same style isashayo but ikhona lento le ukuthi maybe ngisho ukuthi mina nginayo or nginayo I don't know if ukuhluka kokwenyawo or ukuhluka kwana I don't know but it's ile nto le ukuthi like ukugeleza ngiyakufrustana kakhulu yabo
so ukugeleza nokugelezisa kungenza ukuthi ngibone ezinye izinto.
So basically choreographing and then and teaching and no perform. But ngizwe ukuthi bathi you also write as well. So kwenzakalani ngaleyo mride?
Sure. Ukubhala ngiyabhala. I write songs, rap songs. Like ukubhala vele ingoma. Ngiyakwazi into ukubhala ingoma, ukurapper. Back then I used to write poems. When I got the inspiration from one of the religions, of which I'm Islam. I used to practice the fasting and Ramadan, of which it cleans a person as discovery. So I've got an inspiration from there. I was with my brothers from Eshongwani. So ukuthi ngathola ukuthi ngibhala ama-poem nokuthi ngigcine sengibhala ingoma ngirapha ngigcine sengibhala ama-quest like izinto ukuthi mhlawumbe ngokuzibuza zona as a person ukuthi what's happening about into yangaphandle. I understand ukuthi okay I shouldn't be more outside but kumele ngibe aware yabo. So I ask myself and then I write that thing into engizibuza yona ngiyayibhala yabo. Maybe one will conversate with me some like I enjoy ukubhala ku Facebook kakhulu.
Sure. No ngcono bayezwa ukuthi intwana zasekasi bangaziboni zibhamba. It's because of the movement nanomgqoko the way nigqoka ngakhona, but on the other hand ni spiritually inclined. And also there is also a discipline also as well. Mapantsula bafithu ayasonda. Abukura msana.
Sure.
Yeah, ne. Okay, so now Pablo, from here on, what is Pablo doing and where is Pablo going?
Okay, from here on, ispace engikuso manje artistically sengikhulisa kakhulu yabo. I don't wanna ngifuna ukubheka kakhulu mhlawumbe la ngibuya khona yabo. So I'm still here in studio ngigeleza nama-hot money and then manginokuthi ngifike ngale ekhaya khona bafuthu ukuthi bayavusa igroup ngale yabo. So ngokuthi ngiye ngibavakashele ngibasherele iskill kancane because it's into vele like ngiyayincane nanoma nokuyenza like ngiyayifrostana ngifuna ukukhuluma because kunokuthola ngiba excited when I find ukuthi okay uyenza so and mina ngithi but okay it's still fine, we can still do it ngendlela ukuthi sizoba create sisonke. And like I'm still around learning, researching about the like izinto ngifuna ukuthi ngizazi futhi mhlawumbe they would make me mhlawumbe ngelinye ilanga conceptualize ngazo through a song, through an expression of which may be dancing. I write songs, I read books.
No, that's beautiful, Pablo. Life is a journey. As people, we keep on finding ourselves, fingling until this is tall. And I love the fact Uguti, you don't take a crafty alcohol as Uguti a takeaway. You understand? We talent we package it and then we nikeza isikhathi, we research, we find out about yourself also as well. And then as you go through that process and then you get a new project. I think it's a most so-called people in the entertainment industry. Kune pressure that comes along with that. Uthole ukuthi umuntu always has to produce work and sell the work and produce work and sell the work. And you find that people are all over the place and they are so called into lento lena bayibiza idealized vision. So ihamba ne-stress on its own. So I'm very glad ukuthi we understand indirectly all those things. Ukuthi we need to go through a certain process and research about ourselves and then research about certain subjects and grow ourselves as much as within that, and then things will come automatically. My inspirations will come automatically, because a gift and a talent, it's something else. It's a calling on its own. However, yes, of course, others can be inspired and then babone as a career, and then you can learn a talent. You can be trained. Man, thanks for coming to a show to exchange nathi wena Pablo's and Pablo's, by the way, is an introvert, but when it comes to on stage, it's somebody else. And when it comes to a crafty act, it communicates big time. And I believe in some follower, Paballo, Phiri. Paballo, Pablo Phiri.
Sure.
And one of some of his works, as his involvements with the Verb, Dance Academy, Theatre Studios, and also Impilo Mapantsula also as well. And I happened to work with Paballo, and since from the young age, as much as he also mentioned to Guti, one of my late brothers, Vusi Mdoyi, he used to dance with Vusi. I used to see them dancing. Estupini la nami ngaqala khona eplazini isitupu sakhona is about 2 by 3 meters. Isitupu sakhona, and our first audience, it was people who are passing on the street. And then when I came home to come and visit, I would always see them doing the very same thing. And I'm glad that today he's here. He also mentioned in the way of him having to work with other leaders, which he speaks of Abo Malume Wengusi Entertainment and Studios, and then Abu Putzilo, Real Actions, Nezilo's Entertainment. He spoke about Abu Keti, which are people who are in here studio, who are business developers, GoVep, and also producing music. He's also learning from them and collaborating nabo. Abu Gifty, who's running the marketing department for most of our companies and organizations, and under the roof of City Plug, is a lead of City Plug. Bourne Visuals, Abobanele Mota, the kings of productions and leading, when it comes to the productions. So he's exposed to Pablo, and because this is how we roll, like higher, and we believe creative leadership. Thanks, Pablo. I believe some of the things that Pablo had mentioned are challenges, that he had exposed within the creative sector, leadership challenges, environment scanning, nama challenges, support systems and all that. And as and we believe in in most of episodes that will be coming right after the younger generation, we'll be calling people who will be coming with our solutions and sharing also the experiences, Pablo, to being successful in the creative sector and having to travel the world as well and building certain platforms. So they will be coming and sharing their information. Ithi mina ngumavusana ufana setlonga ndlebe 2.2 spam esincane Vusumzi, welcome Ngulane Mdoyi, intwana kanyawuza kathahla kafaka umpondo ondayeni noNgulane oxhamesho ncancasho manje nginyamazana amayehe amagcina. Tea with Magedlala nazo.
Excellent.